Welcome to WBDR Bleacher Talk SEC picks this week. I actually didn't even turn my little light on so y'all could see my face good because I know that's important.
Well, you pixelated.
Yeah, and my light ain't working. So anyway, we're gonna let a few people get on here. Give it a minute. Let me plug my light in while we're doing that. Y'all enjoy the view of the post.
Wait, Jimmy's gone. You done knocked Jimmy out.
Oh
I'm
my
here.
gosh,
No,
Jimmy,
I'm
quit
here.
messing with your phone, please. Please quit messing with your phone.
I wish he had a better camera.
Doing a
I tell you
disappearing
what.
act.
It's a good camera, just a bad cameraman.
All right, guys. Got a few people on here. This is SEC picks with Big Daddy. We got John. We got Jimmy in here. And here's the thing, guys. I'm gonna change it up a little bit this week. We're gonna mix it up. Okay. Before we were not counting the non-SEC teams we picked, and then we started counting them. So this week I'm gonna mix it up a little different, and we're not gonna even count last week. We're just gonna move right along in, and just not pick, not even count that. Y'all all right with that, boys?
That sounds good to me.
Whatever puts you in first.
No, I wouldn't do y'all like that, man. I'm not gonna do that. It'd be kind of dirty. But after last week, I had a bad week, boys. I did. It was not a good thing. I need to get where I can see the chats. Ain't nobody chatting yet, are they? Yeah. Yo, yo, no remorse is on. Yo, yo, yo. All right, let me get on here and pull up the games. And I got the picks already for last week. And you can see Jimmy's kind of walking around with a grin on his face. And that's really not making me feel good about everything. It's really
I
making
always
me
have
want to.
my face.
I think I'm losing service.
You are.
I think I'm losing service, guys. I think that's what's happening here. We're probably not going to get this broadcast in. All right, let me pull up the schedule so we can do this. All right, so week 8.
What?
Mississippi State takes on Arkansas it was at 11 a.m. What a game, boys. Did any of y'all tune into that?
No.
Nope.
Anybody know what the score of it was?
7-3.
7-3. What a barn burner, man. Jimmy, quit messing with your phone. You're driving me nuts here. So
Who'd you pick?
listen, man. Y'all are so basic. I went out on a limb and y'all are like, oh, well, I'm going to go with blah, 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 blah. I picked Arkansas, who's let me down every time I've
I
picked them
know.
this year. And I thought, hey, a blind squirrel find a nut every now and then. Well, not this time. So
Not the
I thought if you
Razorbacks.
pick them enough, eventually they'll win. So Jimmy and John both picked Mississippi State. Jimmy said Mississippi State would win 28-3, which was bad wrong. John said they'd win 21-10, bad wrong. And I said that Arkansas would win 35-28. I don't think you can get any wronger than what I said. But the point difference was a lot closer than what y'all had. See, it's 28-9, 30, that meant 7 points, something like that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I did better on that aspect than y'all did, but I still got a loss.
Hang
out
on,
there. Y'all
what was the final score?
7-3.
See, I got Arkansas score right.
Jimmy, you said Mississippi State 20. Oh, you did. Hey,
Yeah,
you did. That is something, boy. You're always looking on the positive side, ain't you?
Got to find the positive.
I'm fixing to start doing investigations on Jimmy. I got to find a way to boot him off the show, make everything he's picked not count. So the next matchup we picked was Missouri, and I believe Missouri was taking on the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so in this one, we
Who'd
all
you
picked
pick?
Missouri.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you said 35-21. John said 42-17. I said 35-14. The score was actually 34-12. I think Big Daddy got the score
Got
close.
close. That's it, man. You did good on that.
Yeah. That's
Too
one
bad
dub.
you don't get points for that.
No, you don't get any points. So we all got a win on that one. The other game last week, Ole Miss taking on the Auburn Tigers. Picked Auburn a lot this year. They've let me down a lot this year. Okay. They're about like Arkansas to me. The score ended up being 28-21. Ole Miss and Jimmy Musgrove had it. Let me find it.
35
He
to
said
10,
Ole
me
Miss
and John.
35. Hey, who's running the show?
Sounds like
John,
Jimmy is.
John, tell him who's running the show.
Sounds like Jimmy's running.
All right, so Jimmy says 35-10. And look at old John, 35-10. Boy, y'all just y'all make me sick. Auburn's who I picked, 21-20. I took the L. Y'all both got a dub. Congratulations. I'll take it with pride. I take it with honor. I respectfully give y'all the win, even though I hate it with every fiber of my being inside my soul. Okay. All right, moving right along. So neither one of y'all got close on that. Well, I guess you kind of did, didn't you? No, you didn't. No, it's 28-21, y'all. Y'all were terrible. It was sickening. Okay, moving right along.
You got Auburn score right on that, Big Daddy.
Thank you, Jimmy. So, well, their defense didn't play as well as I thought they would. Got next up LSU taking on nobody, right? I mean, it was Army. They took on Army.
They did get out there and march with them.
Yeah, so Jimmy picked it to be 42-10. John said 52-10, and I said 42-21. None of us were remotely close, but we all got the dub on that one. So moving right along. Next game, the game of the week, in the SEC, Alabama versus Tennessee. And I said, this is what I said.
This is what
Hear what I said. I said if Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde shows up. I didn't know that Dr. Jekyll was going to show up for one half and Mr. Hyde come in the next one. Okay. I didn't know that's what was going to take place. Joe Milton goes out there in the first half, does what he's supposed to do, and moves the ball and is able to pass down the field. And I'm not going to blame it all on Joe Milton here. Ladies and gentlemen, they got out-coached, Jimmy. They got out-coached, John. Okay? That's what happened. You go out there in the second half, you're throwing screens and you're running the ball like you're going to be able to run an entire half off the clock because you got a 20-7 lead. And we're not executing in the red zone. We're getting down the red zone and we're messing the bed. We're Amber Herding it. We're just messing right in the bed every time. And it's ridiculous. We got to put the ball in the end zone. Now, I'm not going to lie, there was some controversial calls in this game. I've never seen a fair catch get called by a front lineman who pointed at the ball, and they downed it on the 4. Okay? I've never seen that before in the entirety of my life. So who's looking for that, right? I mean, who's looking for the front lineman to call a fair catch when the ball gets punted 50 yards behind him or kicked 50 yards behind him? But nonetheless, take the refs out of the game, we still lost it because we did not coach it right. We did not run the right plays. We were trying to run the ball, but which has been our bread and butter, but Alabama had to answer for it, man. They were hitting us in the mouth, and they was making us like it. And I wasn't liking it, but, I mean, I liked it. Had to like it. Had no other choice but to like it. And they beat us fair and square. Hats off to Alabama. I mean, it's about time. I mean, it's first time. That's the first time y'all have won in the last year.
That's right.
Yeah, we've won this like the last year in a row, guys. I mean, it's about time y'all finally got one. Okay, all right. So moving on.
The new streak begins.
Yes, the new streak begins. John, Jimmy, they get it. They got a dub right there. I got the L. I said 27-17, which was not right. John said 35-28. John
that was me. That was me.
That's what I meant to say, Jimmy. Jimmy said 30. What did you say? 35-28. Ended up being 34-20, which is pretty close. And John said 28-21, which is not bad off either. I actually think John may have squeezed that out. I think John got you. 28-21 is a little bit closer. What is that? That's 6 points. 7 points right there. And Jimmy's is 1.
He's
Don't
12.
get counting again.
Oh,
this
yeah,
week,
you're
man.
way too. Yeah, John smoked you, man. John smoked you so bad. You're terrible at picking score. All right. So, but both of you got the dub. And then we went with the game of the week outside the SEC was Ohio State, Penn State. All right.
And this is bonus points. This is bonus points.
John,
Oh.
did we ever say that about bonus points?
We make new rules every week. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. I've never. Hang on a second. Let me take a sip of coffee about that. Think about that a minute.
Bonus points.
No, I don't think I have. I'm recollecting nothing on any kind of bonus points. It's just an extra point.
Yeah.
Per se.
Mm.
All right. So
Okay.
anyway, John or Jimmy comes out, says 42-21. Right. I don't have that game pulled up. Let me pull it up right here. School. Oh gosh, we in the SEC. Somebody pull that up and see what that score was. Can y'all do that, or do I need to do it?
Man, I'm having to stand on the hill to even get.
I got you. I got you. That's fine, man. I'll do everything. Let's see. I ain't even looked at the comments, too. People's gonna be mad at me.
It was 20-12.
It was 20-12.
Yeah.
So 20-12, and you said 42-21, which I said was ridiculous because the defenses are way too stout. John said Penn State 35-28, which is an L because he picked Penn State. I said 28-14, which is an L because I picked Penn State as well. Jimmy going completely undefeated, no loss this week, which puts our overall record right now. Jimmy, who hasn't watched football in 4 years, 16-3, 16-3. John, 14-6, and me in dead last place at 12-8 because I went 2 for 4 this week, and it was ridiculous. I had a terrible week.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
That's right.
Yeah. Daniel Reiser said, bad thing is they've already paid UT coach off of 1 year's success. Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Daniel, on that, buddy. He's still successful right now. I mean, we had a good team last year. We don't have the same team we had last year.
No, not even close.
No, offensively, but defensively, we've got a better team, I would say.
Offensively, y'all are missing the running game bad.
Whatever raise that Josh Heupel got, he deserved it. They earned it. I mean, you don't beat Alabama and go lose 2 games all year and not get a raise. You earned that. So any kind of raise he got, he's earned it.
And the thing you got to think about here, this is a learning experience. This is the same thing that happens to a lot of coaches every year. It's done happened to Saban too. You think back a few years ago when they go to Texas A&M, the crowd completely controls the tempo of the game, because when you shut down the play calling and they can't hear the calls, the crowd is definitely the 12th man. Alabama fans took notes, and y'all have got to say in that second half, the crowd was definitely a factor in that game.
Yeah. Oh, they were. And Tennessee done a really good job taking the crowd out of it in the first game by scoring quick and doing a good job defensively to stop Alabama and keep them from scoring as much in the first half. But at halftime, somebody had a better strategy, a better plan coming out than we did, than Tennessee did. So I credit Saban. It's hard to beat Saban, man. I mean, I got a lot of respect for this man.
And to beat Saban, you got to play all 4 quarters.
Absolutely. Well, beat anybody, you got to do that. You know, beat anybody.
Yeah, to beat anybody, you got to do it. But you got to.
Dang sure got to do it when you get Saban. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of my Vols, man. I'm always going to be proud of them. Alabama fans wouldn't not be proud of Alabama if they ended up, getting beat by somebody this year they wasn't supposed to, or some close game. It's just part of it, I'm down for my Vols.
It's just a game anyway.
That's all it is.
just to get.
That's
Don't mean
all it
nothing.
is. No.
There's always next year.
And when Tennessee did beat Alabama, last year I still had to get up and go to work Monday morning.
Don't
It
matter.
don't, they don't give me no money. I don't get no money off it. I just do it for the pride of it, and love of it, and enjoy it. And I don't want nobody to die. You know what I mean? I want to. If we get beat, I may wish
You don't want to tear the field goal post down and tear up the field and
there ain't nothing
all
wrong
that
with that.
stuff. Just
There's nothing wrong with that, dude. Hey, how many times I've been tore down over there in Bryant Denny? Huh? You can't tell me that hadn't been. You can't tell me. It happens.
Yeah.
Anytime you do something great, great things happen.
a few years ago, they some Alabama fans went down and poisoned the trees down there in Auburn.
Yeah. And you
It's
got
crazy,
crazies in every bunch, but I'm gonna tell you something. People can say
everybody.
bad things about these people that do that. They can say bad things about it. But if you get out there and you get your emotions going in a crowd and everybody starts doing it, it's a spiritual thing, man. You start moving in that direction. You never know where it might take you. Things get crazy. Things get wild. You lose your mind a little bit. You're having a good time. You're riding a field goal post off the field, I mean, you get me in that situation, I might poison all them trees out there. I don't care. I get wound up, I get a chainsaw out. And I say, let's cut these limbs off. Take some home with us.
You just end up in the penitentiary.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's fine, man. I mean, that's why they got them. That's for people to go to them and be in them and such.
Yeah. What are you here for? I tore the field goal post.
I cut up one of them trees down there in Auburn. Oh, me. All right. Hang on just a second. Now, we're fixing to get to our picks this week. Got to do something real quick. Got a surprise guest I think I'm going to bring on here. Let me see if I can find it. I'm drawing a blank.
You bringing on Josh Heupel? Happy
You can't even say his name. You can't even say
You got Saban on here? Have you got Saban on here this week?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, he's going on. I told him, I said, if he could stop his game plan just for a minute, I'll bring him on. I got somebody that's a different fan. We got an Auburn fan, an Alabama fan on here, a Tennessee fan. I'm fixing to bring somebody else on here. Let's see.
Oh, man.
I forgot. Check this out, John.
You got your hat? Look here.
Cracker Barrel special, man, right there. Check it out.
Oh God.
We was eating there the other night, and I told my wife, I said, I gotta get me a John hat right here.
Yeah, I got my wax hat on today. I ain't wearing my
All right.
hat.
So this week, not a lot of just real big games. I think that Georgia-Florida game this week is going to be pretty interesting. I got to read some. Let me read some comments right here. Sports Glory 22. Yo, Big Daddy Rich, what's up, man? What's going on? He said, "Roll Tide, roll, baby." He's an Alabama fan. He said, "Who do you root for?" I'm a Tennessee fan. He said, "Phone men will show up every Monday, win or lose." That's right, DP. I like it. I sent a link in. Let's start going over the games real quick, and we'll make our picks. At 11 a.m., South Carolina at Texas A&M. Don't make your pick yet, Jimmy. I know you're ready to jump all over it. Calm down. South Carolina at Texas A&M. Georgia at Florida at 2:30. Mississippi State at Auburn 2:30. The Vols at Kentucky 6, and 6:30 Vanderbilt at Ole Miss. There's your games this week.
There's no way.
Who was the third one? Who was the one after Georgia and Florida?
One after. Oh, here's our surprise guest coming in.
Mississippi
right
State at Auburn.
Mississippi
Welcome to the show, Jason Shelton. How you doing, Big Papa?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Oh,
what is going on, Shelton?
What's up, Jimmy?
How you doing, brother?
That's AKA Shiny Shoes. He always had shiny shoes at the office.
That's right.
But listen, you come in right at the right time. We're fixing to make our picks. So if anybody's wondering who we root for, left guy, well, I don't know how it looks on your phone, but I'm a Tennessee fan. Jimmy, Alabama. John, Auburn. Guy, the bottom, Jason Shelton. That is going to be a a Texas A&M Aggie fan. Maybe can you explain
The
to us
12th
real
man.
quick? Explain to us what an Aggie is, Jason.
We ain't got time for that.
I ain't got time for that.
I
Okay.
just feel like there's some sort of Texas joke coming along in there, so I'm just gonna leave that one alone.
No, okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Look, Henry Redfern, come on, said Georgia versus Florida today and roll tide. I don't know. I got you. Yep. That's amen, I guess. Anyway, moving right along. 11 a.m. South Carolina at Texas A&M. That's your team, Jason. So
Yeah.
let's see
That may-
what you going to do.
Well, obviously, I can't not root for the egg.
Exactly. I know the feeling, brother.
And I'm pretty sure that after the whoopings we've gotten recently, see, I would have been in a lot better shape if I had at least beat one team. Well, I guess we did beat Auburn.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Who hadn't?
but I'd have felt a lot
Auburn's the
better.
new Tennessee.
That's no
Yeah.
that's no prize there.
Well, that's why I didn't really think about it. But I would have felt a lot better if we'd at least beat, Alabama or Tennessee. But today it's going to be score. We're back home, where it seems like that's the only place we can win a football
All right. Texas A&M is who you're picking. You're saying 35-14?
game.
35-10. Oh, man.
I guess
All
I'll
right.
pick next.
Yes, sir, Musgrove.
Texas A&M's back at home. Like I'm agreeing with Jason, but I think they're both fighting for a W at this point. I say it's going to be a little closer game. I'm going to go 2021 Texas A&M.
Ooh,
Ooh, barn burner. John Phillips.
This is going to be just a blowout. Spencer Rattler won't be able to make a completion all day. He's horrible. So I'm going Texas A&M 42-10.
Woo!
You heard it here,
Heard
guy.
Heard it here.
It may be more than that. It may be 60-10, but they're going to blow their eyeballs out.
Oh, God. Look at
I hope
this.
we didn't just get juiced.
Henry Redfern says Texas A&M 14, South Carolina 21.
There's no way the Gamecocks go in there and win. They can't even win at home.
That's what I'm gonna write that down, Henry, in case you're right, buddy. We got to bring it. We got to bring that up if you're right.
Unfortunately, Appalachian State says otherwise.
All right, so here we go. It's
Who
down
you
to the
got?
Big Daddy. Big Daddy's pick right here. I'm gonna say Texas A&M, and I agree with Jason Shelton. I agree with John. They're gonna win, and they're gonna win. I'd say fairly big, not quite as crazy and psychopathic as what John Phillips said, but I'm going to go Texas A&M. I'm going to say 35. I can't do that. I'm going 42. I'm not going to do the same pick as you, Jason. I'm going to say 42-28.
Just go 30.
I could have.
No,
Yeah, I am on that. I'm going to do 30, 38. Man, I'm getting a call, guy.
Hey, last week, Jason, Brandon said he was picking Tennessee to win by 10. He said 37, and it took all three of us to figure out what 10 points was.
Well, that's actually the reason why I asked Brandon if I could get on and to help y'all do math.
That's exactly right. I knew you were here for a reason. Hey, hang on a second, Brandon. Who's our off pick this week? Who's our
we
big
don't
game
have
of the
one.
week?
There's not a good game this week.
Yeah,
We'll
find it. Find
right.
it. You had all week to research. Find it, sir. I looked. I couldn't find it. So moving right
I
along.
know.
SEC. We're not done with SEC. All right. We're going to go back right here. Let's see who's next. Georgia at Florida at 2:30. Now, Henry's done come out and said Georgia's going to win 56-14. That's what old Henry said. And Landon said Texas A&M is going to win 42-24 last week. But so I guess Jason Shelton picked first. Let's go with Jimmy Musgrove this time.
Well, I think we're going to go with Brandon this time. So I got to pick the Georgia.
Well,
Florida.
we went Jason Shelton, Jimmy Musgrove,
right.
John Phillips, then me. I'm running the
All
show. I'm running the show here. You pick.
So
God,
this
John
could be
gets who's running the show, don't he?
We'll call it
this,
the Jimmy Musgrove show.
This Georgia Florida could be a trap game for Georgia. This is going into the swamp. Georgia, you know, they can easily overlook Florida this week. I don't really want to say that it could happen, but you know, Florida's going to lay it out on the line, and I think they're going to stun Georgia. This is my upset pick. Since I've got so many room to do this, I think Florida is going to come out and beat Georgia 28-21 Florida. Upset, you heard it here today. Georgia gets upset.
All right. So what was the score you said?
21-28 Florida.
21-28 or 28-21. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
John likes this.
Oh, I love that goofy pig. Yeah, that means
I gotta do something. I gotta do something. Let y'all catch up, John.
I'm catching up because Georgia's got a better coach, better running backs, better quarterback, better everything all the way around.
Probably got a better. They probably got a better bus to go to Florida in.
Yeah, they don't have hotter cheerleaders. Florida's got the better looking cheerleader. But anyway, I'm going. Georgia is going to win big. It's going to be just a beat down in Gainesville. So I'm going Florida. Florida gets beat by 40.
Holy
my
goodness!
So what's the score?
Yeah, they get beat by 40. Just pick.
So
whatever
you're going to say 50-10?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
They're going to get their eyeballs beat.
I got to pick next. I'm going to say Georgia going to the swamp. This could be tricky. I'm with Jimmy a little bit because I'm telling you, man, playing in the swamp is not easy. Playing away anywhere is not easy. And Georgia's really not done. They struggled with a lot of different people. It's not like they're just blowing everybody out of the water this year.
That's right. And the other factor is when you got that number one on your back, that's a target. And you can't overlook nobody, especially Florida.
They've had that target on their back for 3 years. Get over it.
Yeah.
You know what it's like.
Yeah.
Kirby carried Saban all those years. He knows how to do it.
Yeah. He knows how to recruit, that's for sure. And now it's legal.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
What's your score?
So I'm going to say Georgia, and I'm going to say it's going to be 35 to I'm going to say 28.
Wow. What are you?
All right, Jason Shelton.
I'm making John mad. I'm sorry, John. Mr. Shelton.
Most of y'all are saying pretty sensible stuff.
Most of y'all.
But I believe that the only upset Florida has already happened this week. I'm not going to say who it was, but this is going to be an easy 44-14 W for the Bulldogs.
You said 44 to what?
14.
44-14.
Oh, boy. Well, maybe since y'all are so confident in this great win, maybe y'all want to sacrifice a point for it.
They sound pretty designated on that.
Maybe if it's not a 14 plus win, me and Jimmy get an extra point. Y'all want to do that?
I mean, you get a point, Brandon.
Yeah.
No. There's no extra point.
Okay. When it costs you nothing, it means nothing. Okay.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put 100 on it. If you want.
Hey, how about this? No. How about this, John? How about this? Since we've got Jason on board and me and Brandon's on board, what about if it is a 14, we give up an extra point?
No, how about we put 100 on it?
We go either one.
Green stamp thing.
No,
let's make it count.
Hey, put 100 on it, he say.
Yeah, let's put
100 on it.
Well, if I had 100, I'd put it on there, buddy. But I ain't got them where I can give them away like that. Now, I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to
don't
say. So Brian Howard's finally joined in. Brian, I'm gonna go over your picks last week, and then you can go. We'll let you pick again this week after we get done, since I got you last time. All right. So next game, Brian Howard said Georgia by 20, and the
See
backup
there?
tight end has a big day. Okay.
What's the next game?
Mm.
Oh yeah, Mississippi
Next
State at Auburn.
You
game
get
is
to
going
pick
to
this one,
be
John.
Mississippi State at Auburn. It's at Jordan Hare
Yep, Jordan
Stadium,
Hare.
whatever how you say
Yep,
it.
yep, it is. And both teams are terrible.
They both going to lose.
It's
and
possible. It's possible to be 0-0. 400 overtimes can't get it done. I mean, both teams are just terrible. I mean, geez, I don't know who to pick here. It's so bad.
You got to, John.
But anyway, I believe I ain't picked Auburn all year, but I believe I'll pick them this week at Jordan Hare. They win 21-10.
21-10.
Yeah.
All right. That's not a bad pick. I think Auburn's going to win, even though every time I've picked them, they've really messed me up.
Please
But
pick Mississippi State.
nope, I'm picking Auburn. Mississippi
Here we
State
go.
is terrible. I'm going to say Auburn wins it 28-14 because of that powerhouse offense they got. Jason Shelton.
That made me swallow my dip.
Back with coach.
Uh-oh, you breaking up.
Since last year. To bring, but I think one out as well. 24 to.
Now, I heard Auburn,
24.
and then I heard 24, but I missed the other.
He's froze up.
He's locked up.
24-17.
24-17.
There he is.
All right.
So he said Auburn.
Yes.
Man, you know this was a tricky game for me to think about too. I thought this game could easily go either way. It's at Auburn. It could go either way, but y'all are making this really easy. I was going to pick Auburn at home, but there's no way this could get me another point ahead of all y'all. So I'm picking Mississippi State, 28-21.
Yes. That's
Just
one
to go against the grain.
I like it. Well, that's what I did last week. Worked out great for me, Jimmy. Worked out.
Yeah,
great.
Auburn hasn't let me down yet.
Yeah. All right. So next up, the Tennessee
Big Daddy
Volunteers at Kentucky.
Woo.
Tennessee, throughout the years, ladies and gentlemen, has owned Kentucky. Even when we were at our worst, they've won 3 games out of the last 30-something. I mean, even when we were at our worst, we still found a way to beat Kentucky. It's just something we do, and we do it in basketball now too. It's kind of a trend where Tennessee's just mentally overtaking Kentucky. But here's the thing. Everybody had these high hopes for Kentucky when they were 5-0, playing people like Rice, Lawrence County High School, Wilson, and they were like, "Oh boy, Kentucky's got it." And then they played Georgia, and Georgia just turned them upside down and mopped the floor with them. It was like a barroom beatdown. I mean, it was not even remotely close. So I'm going to say Tennessee wins this one at Kentucky, and they got a chip on their shoulder. They're a little upset. Okay, they're going to win this one. I'm going to say with a stellar quarterback that has done phenomenal this year, I'm going to say they're going to win probably 21-10.
21-10.
All right. So, Jason Shelton, your pick, sir.
I think that you have just talked so much trash that it's going to be painful for you to live in Tennessee next week or have to deal with any Kentucky fans. I actually feel like Tennessee is wore down after last week. Their season's over. And Kentucky pulls this one out 31-20.
31-20. Hey, and just so you know, I've been talking trash my whole life, and eating crow. I've ate a lot of crow. It ain't gonna bother me now. All right, so you said did you say 35 to 20?
31.
31 to 20.
Yep.
All right.
I'm agreeing with Jason Shelton, but on the opposite side of the board. I don't think the Vols' schedule's over, and I think, like Brandon said, they're gonna go in and pretty much own Kentucky today. I think it's 35-17. The Vols do have a chip on their shoulder. They're aggravated that they went into the Saban den and led up to the halftime and came out and shot themselves in the foot and give up a big win. And they're not going to let that happen this week in Kentucky. They're gonna drive up to Kentucky, play hard, and get a big win.
Uh-oh, we lost Jimmy for a second.
35-17 Vols.
All right, Vols 35-17. All right, John Phillips.
Well, I do agree. Tennessee put it all on the line for the first half only. Second half, they didn't do nothing.
They rested up the second half.
Yeah,
Fresh.
yeah,
they rested for Kentucky.
Yeah, they was like, hey, we're gonna get ready for Kentucky. They had that. So I don't see Kentucky pulling it out, but I do think it's going to be very, very close. I'm going to say it's going to be 21-17 Vols.
21-17 Vols.
Yes.
There's a lot of those in it in my picks.
That's a chance for you to take a lead there, Mr. Shelton. All right, so we got one more pick, and this one right here, boys, is gonna be a fine.
Hang on, what did Jason picked Kentucky 31-20 on that, didn't he?
31, yeah.
31-20, yes. So, which is gonna be interesting to see how they get 31 points.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I guess it does.
He could have said like 30.5.
And then get 10. Yes, get a field goal. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was 28 and a field goal.
That's a lot of field goal kicking, man. I just don't see it happening. All right, so look, it's actually one field goal. So there you go. Last game, barn burner, Vanderbilt at Ole Miss. Okay.
Woo!
And it's back to Mr. Shelton.
Yep.
This is a tough one.
I'm going to go ahead and start writing. I've got a V wrote down already.
Yeah, hotty for the victory. And I'm going to say 42-10.
All right. Musgrove?
Yeah, I'm going to say 3.5 to 35. Ole Miss.
Y'all ever notice something about Jimmy? It kind of aggravates me. I don't know if it's aggravating anybody else, but he gives the loser score first.
It's just the way I've got him wrote on.
That drives me nuts. 3.5.
It's just the way I've got him wrote on my paper. I wrote them down the way you called them off, so I just put the first score first.
Okay. John Phillips.
It's going to be hotty toddies everywhere. It's going to go nuts. It's 56-3.
Yeah.
There, I'm glad you did Brandon's format.
50. What did you say? 50 what?
56-3.
Did Brandon's format? What are you talking about?
Give
you
winning score first.
Winner first.
That's natural. Everybody does that. So I'm going to pick Ole Miss, obviously, but I don't think it's going to be the barn burner y'all are acting like. Y'all are acting crazy. Okay? I'm going to say it's going to be 35-14.
There you go.
There's
anybody
our
find
pick.
us
Anybody got a game of the week they want to throw in there just for random?
Yeah, no reserve says Oregon versus Utah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. What is Oregon? What are they ranked? 8?
8. Utah is 13.
13.
And it's at Utah.
There's the home team.
Oregon and Utah.
It'd be you picking, Jimmy.
I'm going to say that Utah will win this game 28-21.
Anybody know who the home team is?
Utah.
Utah.
It's at Utah.
JP.
Go ahead, John. It's you.
Let's see. It's a 2:30 game. Give me Oregon 35, Utah 28.
Brandon?
Uh,
Oh,
This
come on.
boy, man, this is tough on Brandon. I didn't know you was such tore up about Oregon on this. It's okay, Brandon. Get you a drink of coffee if you need to think about it. It ain't nothing but
Oregon.
time, man.
Brian
Oregon
Howard said
42.
Oregon's going to win.
Oregon 42, Utah 35.
Jeez.
Man,
What'd you say?
42-35 Oregon. Or in your case, 35-42 Utah.
No.
I'm going with Utah 17-10.
Oh, me.
Ray
Going with the-
Ray Carpenter said, "I see we have a celebrity on the show, Indiana Jones."
That's right.
That's right. So
Mr. Shelton.
Oregon and
I
Your
said
picks.
Utah 17-10.
yeah. So
Hey,
me and
look
you
at
picked
that.
Utah. Them two, they picked Oregon.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Jimmy. You're very observant.
Yeah.
Golly.
Hey, it's tough here. No, that delay.
Yeah, it is. So let's go over something. I mean, if any of y'all need to run on, Jason, I know you're a busy man. If you need to run on, you can. I was going to go over some of the comments here. I'm going to go over Ryan Howard's picks last week. I told him I would. He picked Arkansas. They lost. He picked South Carolina.
They lost.
They lost. He picked Auburn. They lost. He picked Bama. They won. He picked LSU. They won. He picked Penn State. They lost. So, Brian, buddy, you're in the same boat I was. Ryan Howard is 2-4, like I was last week. So this week we got some picks on here. We'll go over, see who Brian Howard said Oregon. That's who he's picking. And I think some other people's been picking. I'm supposed to be keeping up with it, but it's a lot, man. It's hard for me to. Jimmy leave.
Yeah,
No,
he's all straight. His
No,
He
kids
I'm
screams,
playing.
y'all.
here.
Hey, little Zoe. How you doing, Zoe?
I ain't left.
Hey,
Brian said Ole Miss by 50. Glad you joined us, John. Ray said he's been skipping out on the Friday night games. Brian Howard said
Just
Tennessee 31-14. I got that. DP said Tennessee 2L came on the road. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Tennessee 2.
2 losses.
2 losses.
Tennessee
On the road.
2 losses came on the road. Their 2 losses did come on the road. Yes, they did. They did. That's true. But he didn't make a pick, so I'm not. That's just he just made a statement. Landon said Tennessee 50-21. Good God, Landon.
50-21.
Yeah, I don't know where the offense is coming from. They better have about 4 defensive touchdowns. The Vols are Wildcats. What Vols are the Wildcats? What Gators are to the Vols? Gators beat my Vols even when it doesn't make sense. Tennessee 31-20. That's well said, Josh Hanby. It really is.
That was
They
well
should
thought
have
out.
beat us this year, but they pulled it out and did it some way or another. All right, so
Hey, Brandon.
yeah.
Hey, real quick, I sent you a link to this old church. We talked about it a little bit earlier. I sent it to you
on my
too, Jason. Yeah, so we don't. Even if you don't get it out today, maybe next week we can. We've got the floor and 3 sides done. We're going to raise a little money, so we've created a GoFundMe page. If anybody wants to help restore this old church, Brandon will post it when he gets a chance. Thanks for the shout out, Brandon.
Yeah, and Jimmy, is there a way you could send that to me in an email so I got it on my computer here and I could put it in the comments right now if you want me to? Brian Howard, it was a tough week, buddy.
I will.
Yeah, I'll post that in the comments as soon as Jimmy sends it to me. Are you going to send it to me now or are you going to wait?
Yeah, no, I'll send it to you now.
Okay, well let's do that then. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at my emails. I got nothing. I don't even know how to refresh this thing though. Oh, I guess you hit the refresh button.
Yeah, that'll work for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you done, John?
Y'all done? I'm going to start drinking some cold beer and wiring up the shop.
All right, buddy. It's good to see you, buddy. And we'll get back next Saturday, 10 o'clock. Same thing. Jason Shelton, you gonna be here?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Hey,
Okay.
you can't get out
If
of
you
it now,
don't
man.
show, you automatically take a forfeit on all your picks next week.
Man.
And you don't want to do that, man.
That's what the
Yeah.
first 6 weeks of the
I'll
season.
do my best. I'll be in Illinois. I can't guarantee my signal,
Yep.
but I'll do my best. Get on.
I can't guarantee you that I won't give you a loss for every pick.
That's right. If you
That's
don't
the
show,
only
we
way.
get.
That's the only way you're gonna catch up.
Got to do any way I can get it, man. Hey, what about these rumors? Y'all heard anything?
About
Y'all
who?
know Michigan is got in
Under
trouble
fa-
for the
They're-
guy, that military guy they got that's supposed to be looking at the sidelines, figuring out the plays.
The FBI's after him.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's true, but there's allegations out there. Y'all know last year when South Carolina beat Clemson and they beat Tennessee to knock them out of the playoff, Michigan was trying to get in the playoff contention, and it just so happens South Carolina, with a terrible record, just dominates Tennessee. They were saying that there's some allegations that Michigan had contacted South Carolina and gave them the information because they were investigating Tennessee themselves, trying to figure out the plays on the sideline. And that's all in. I don't know if this is all conspiracy theories because there's so much that crap goes on, but it's just interesting that's out there, that may have happened. That actually South Carolina may have paid them to get those plays, but I don't.
So now our teams have got to beat. You got to beat the other team on the field, the crowd, the refs, and the Secret Service. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. Yes. And what gets me about all this is I hope it's all false. I really do, because the integrity of football, if it goes away, I'm not going to be able to watch it anymore. You know, if it gets if it gets to where it's like politics, or it's like let's say boxing got with Don King in charge. I mean, I'm not going to be able to root for anything. I'm not going to be able to root for nobody.
It wouldn't be as fun on a Saturday morning to be sitting there going, who's going to be the Speaker of the House? Who's your pick?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Brian Howard said the FBI apparently involved with a different investigation. Some guy was up there hacking files or something.
Yep.
And Michael Parrish said, my question is, why would any team want to play gutless football like that? That's my point. You know, there should be honor in there, some kind of honor of I'm not going to try to figure out what play you're running. I'm going to have a defensive scheme that's designed to beat you no matter what you run, you know. So
hey Brandon, you know, if all them stadiums had Loretta Telecom's hardline fiber, they wouldn't have to depend on that wireless signal, and wouldn't no way they could be hacked.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And Jason Shelton's a man that can get that
can
fiber.
hook that up.
Yes, he can.
Well,
I mean,
I'm just, because you said integrity in football, and isn't Nick Saban still coaching?
I knew that was coming. Coming.
That's good, Jimmy. I never got an email, by the way, buddy. I don't know what you're sending that to.
It's coming, man.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll share that link as soon as I get. We might have to share it next week. Brian Howard said some team came up with a fake signal last year and beat Michigan. So, yeah, I guess that would have been TCU come up with a fake signal. I don't know. That may be right, Brian. I don't know. I'm in the dark on it. So I had to take your word for it, buddy. Have to. That's all we got, I guess, this week. Jimmy's gone. There he is.
I'm not going, buddy.
Was you trying to send the email?
I was. I'll get it to you. We'll post it next week.
We'll post it next week, guys. Y'all can help fund that. And I got another guy who I'd like to get his link put on here. I'll do that next week as well. 3 boys from Wilson High School. I can't remember how many years ago it was. Probably 4 or 5 years ago now. Maybe had a wreck. And it killed 3 boys from Wilson. And one of the boys was trying to start a gym at a church and could not, circumstances made it to where he was no longer in that. So because of the wreck. So his grandfather has took it upon himself to finish Tyler's Dream. It's called Tyler's Dream. I'm going to share the link. next week, and I may post it on my page and on Bleacher Talk. But he's trying to raise money to build this gym for his son Tyler, and I just think it's a good thing he's doing there. So we'll share that. We'll share that for your church as well, Jimmy, and we'll try to get some money raised for you guys.
All right, man.
All right, folks. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We love y'all. Jason, thanks for coming. John, Jimmy, peace out. Tell them, John.
Deuces.
God bless.
God bless you.
There you go.
That's all right.